I think this might be my third live broadcast or so. I've had lots of things to look at the beginning of the year, but I just want to come to you today and just share some few thoughts, especially concerning eye conditions. And there are times that people ask questions uh, to say, "How can I know that I've got eye problems?" And that's a very genuine question, and I'm glad you asked. There are a number of things that we need to know about our eyes, and sometimes it's because we haven't had a chance and opportunity to learn some of these things or just to hear about these things. But I'm here to encourage you today. It's an information podcast, and I just want you to enjoy and listen in. Um, and whatever we share is for your information, and you can make informed decision. And that's why some of these talks are very important, because not everybody may have an opportunity or chance to know how to identify eye conditions that might threaten their health. So I just want to encourage somebody out there that as we share today, I just want you to relax and enjoy. In the next few minutes, I'll be sharing with you, and we'll be going on for the next few minutes. And Yes, let's get started. A number of people ask to say, what are some of the eye conditions that we can face as individuals and as human beings? And there are times that you may not realize that the condition that you have is affecting your eyes. And before I dive in, I just want to encourage you. The song in the background is by Jose Avila, and Worthy is the Lamb. I like gospel music. It just refreshes me and blesses my heart. I have no rights to the song, but all the rights to the musician, to the singer, Jose Avila. And it's always wonderful to acknowledge people for the work they have done. So this song is by Jose Avila, and it's entitled Worthy is the Lamb. And yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful song that we can all enjoy and appreciate. Yeah, having said that, I just want us to go back to the eye conditions that we may encounter along the way as human beings. There are a number of eye conditions that sometimes we come across. It might be yourself, it might be other people that maybe you know. And today I've dubbed this talk as how we can identify what are some of the eye conditions that we can look at. We need to look at some of these few eye conditions, and that we need to realize to say, okay, if I've got this condition, how serious is it? Do I need to go to the doctors? Do I need to be checked? So there are eye conditions that are very common. Some of them easy to identify. Others it's difficult to identify those eye conditions, and I just want you to, yeah, relax. You may actually identify one or two eye conditions and say, oh, yeah, I think I might have gotten that condition, or I've seen that condition somewhere. And these eye conditions, which are very common in most cases, but before I mention a few of these eye conditions, I just want to share a screen with you and show you a few things that you might relate with as we learned in biology, for those that might have yeah, gone to school and liked maybe biology and all that kind of thing. Yeah. So when you look at eye conditions, eye conditions in most cases they might be affecting one of the parts of your eyes. So, what's the anatomy of the eye? It's something that each one of us maybe we might need to consider to say, okay, I know something about my eyes, but believe you me, there is more. The eye is made up of different parts, and there are layers to the eye as an organ in our bodies. So you can see just the front, but you may not see and maybe understand a few things that happens to your eye inside. In most cases, that's the part that we normally see, the front of the eye, and just the front part of your eye as well can get affected. And the eye has been created in such a way that God, in His wisdom, the layers of the eye, the parts of the eye, for example, when an object is flying towards your eye will shutter immediately, will close, just like a shutter on the camera to prevent damage to the eye. So there are a number of things that the eye can do to protect itself. And also at the same time, you discover that the eye produces tears, but in some cases, you discover that the eye might not produce enough tears. Others, they also have got more than enough tears that they need, whereby the eye is just crying or continuously releasing tears. All those conditions are sometimes the abnormalities that we may notice with our eyes. Yeah, so some people have got dry eyes whereby the eye doesn't produce enough tears. Sometimes you say, what can I do? Again, there are other things that can be done, artificial tears where you can buy off the counter in the chemistry or pharmacy to help lubricate your eye. God made the eye that it is moisturized and it is functioning at with lubrication around the eye. There are veins that touches your eye, numerous of them that you sometimes you can't even understand. Okay, so in most cases we see the front part of the eye, but we rarely see what is inside the eye. At the front of the eye, there is a cornea, and sometimes the more you try to scratch, or when the eye is itching, the tendency, normal reaction is to reach out to your eye, try to scratch it, or where it is itching, you want to wipe it, but sometimes we overdo it. And like children, maybe they've got nails, even adults, and then you are trying to scratch your eye, and then you might end up scratching your cornea, the front of the eye, which is dangerous, and it's very, very thin. It's a very, very sensitive tissue, part of the eye. And the eye, you find there is that black thing that you see in the middle of your eye, that is the pupil of the eye. There is the sclera part layer outside the eye. There is a choroid layer, again, part of the eye. There is loads of parts. There is the retina at the back of the eye, where whatever you see goes straight and it's interpreted just as it were. Yeah, so you can always be rest assured to say, as much as you have any problems with your eye, God is faithful to help you through. And sometimes in our families there are eye problems, and people are facing challenges with eyes, and that's why some of these conversations we need to be sharing with people that may not have the privilege of maybe studying college, university, or treatment of the eye, but when they have the information they can make informed decision. And that's why I'm coming to you today. I work in the eye clinic. I've worked in the eye clinic for the last 18 years. I just finished in 2024. I finished my degree in health science at BCU, Birmingham City University. And yeah, so we can share some of these information with people. So when you look at the eye, there are many parts to your eye. Apart from what you see, the front of your eye, there are many things that you need to be considering And if anything is not functioning properly and you notice something with your eye, there's a vitreous humor inside the eye where the jelly part of the eye floats around to make the shape of the eye, and also that the eye doesn't collapse. The cerebral body, yeah, and the lens. There is a natural lens in each one of us. We are born with lenses in the eyes. Of course, some people are born with deformity to the lens in the eye, the natural lens. But again, if it's identified early, you can end up going to the hospital and things corrected. That's why it's very, very important as we have these conversations. Today, we are looking at how to identify common eye conditions. Yeah, so the eye has got the iris, the cornea, the sclera, choroid, retina, optic nerve at the back of the eye, blood vessels around the eye. It receives oxygen just like any other part of the body. So blood flows through to your eye as well. So it's very important to look after your eyes is very, very important. You may not fully explain the function of your eye in details, but one common thing that we know why we have eyes is that we want to see. That's the way we see things and interpret things. We've seen it. If we are fortunate to have eyes, some people have got one eye, others have lost both eyes, others were born without sight. Again, all these are some of the things that we need to be aware of and help one another. There are times that you may not be able to describe the function of each part of the eyeball. It's important to know if something is wrong with your eye. Immediately you go and seek medical attention. Now, sometimes people ask me, and we've been doing charity work with Eye Care for Zambia in different parts of Zambia. We travel from UK to Zambia to do this charity work, and also I work in the eye clinic where we meet with different people, and in the community, sometimes even in my own house, where somebody says, oh, my eyes, I'm feeling like this, or I need to go to the optician to check and all that. So how can I identify? What are some of the things that you can identify in terms of eye conditions? Number one, when you begin to find it difficult to read small print, something might be happening. Of course, age comes in as we are growing older. Yeah, you begin to find it difficult to read small prints. That is something that can be corrected if you begin to notice, to say, oh, I used to read this, but now I can't read this anymore. And that can be something that might be helpful to notice, to say, okay, I used to read, but I'm finding it difficult. Teachers with children in class, maybe when you're writing on the board, a child can't see what is written on the board or anything like that. Again, you can always you can always help children in such a situation to maybe have them move in front, to see it in front and see if it helps to see better. And sometimes you might be maybe at work and your colleague says, oh, I can't see what is there. Sometimes you might be driving and then you can't see the number plate of the car in front of you. Those are some of the indication that something is happening to your eye. Maybe text on your phone, you can't see properly the writings on your phone. You are reading a book and it's becoming very, very difficult to see the print. See, again, you can get light. You can get some glasses to help you to read. Sometimes you're trying to read a menu or small labels on a print on products when you go to buy in the shops and you can't see them. It's becoming harder for you to see clearly. That's an indication that something is happening to your eyes. And my suggestion is that you go and see the optician. You go and see people that work in the eye clinic. You make an appointment with your doctor or your GP. Or you go to a health center to say, this is what I'm experiencing with my eyes. They can help you. At the same time, if you're finding it difficult to read, sometimes, or you can buy just simple glasses from the shops, reading glasses. You don't have to trouble yourself, maybe spending more money. I know there are designer glasses nowadays, which people fancy, but you can just buy simple glasses that can help you to read. And if it persists and you want to see the optician, then you can go and have prescribed glasses. You get a prescription, then go and buy glasses. But in most cases, those ones are very expensive, but it depends what condition you are going through. But if it's just small prints you are struggling to read, you can buy those glasses off the counter in the shop, and yeah, you are good to go. Number two, holding objects far further away. You are trying to look at something and you begin to push forward, and then it's something that is an indication that your eyes are beginning to have challenges. You may find yourself stretching your arms out to read comfortably. The classic arm and not the only thing that your arms are not long enough to help you adjust where you want it. You can go up to certain length. Number three, eye straining during near task. You are trying to do some work and you are straining your eyes and all that. So again, that is an indication. That's a condition that might be something happening to your eyes. Your eyes may feel tired, sore, or strained after reading or sewing or using a phone. Again, you need to have your eyes checked. Number four is headaches after close work. There are a number of people that whatever they are doing, they just have headaches, and part of their frontal part of the head begins to ache and all that. Again, it might be an indication that something is happening with your eyes. Frequent headaches, especially around the forehead, after doing close-up tasks when you've been reading or sitting on the computer, and then you begin to experience all those funny headaches. You can go and see your optician or the doctor or anybody in the ophthalmology or an ophthalmologist in the eye clinic. Number five condition sometimes we experience is blurred vision at normal reading distance. You are looking at something that you've always been looking at. All of a sudden you can't see it clearly. Your vision is blurred. And this is very common, especially with people with diabetes, whereby these changes in the sugar levels in the body because of diabetes. Again, even anybody without diabetes, you can begin to experience blurred vision. Make sure you have your eyes checked. Sometimes you're looking at close-up objects and they look blurred. You look at something far away, it looks blurred. Yeah, so you need to have your eyes checked. Number seven, needing brighter light to read. There are people, they can struggle if the light is not, if the room is not well lit. You discover that sometimes people begin to find it difficult to concentrate or to read. Others is the opposite. If the lights are so bright in the room, again, they find it difficulty to stay in bright lights or walking outside, especially in climates where the sun is too much or too bright. So again, when you are finding difficulty in not well lit spaces, or if you are in the spaces where it's too bright, you're finding it difficult. Some people tend to cover their eyes. Again, you can get some sunglasses to protect your eyes. You can get some glasses with shades whereby it helps you to look at things if it's too bright or you're finding it difficult to look at things where the light is not enough. Poor lighting makes sometimes the tasks more difficult than it used to be, and then you begin to wonder, would say, what is happening to my eyes? Number seven, slower focus when shifting from near to far. So there are a number of things that people find difficult when they are looking at objects. So your eyes are very important. You need to go and have an eye test. A number of people ask me this question, and especially when we go out for outreaches with eye care for Zambia, and when I'm advising people pertaining to eye conditions, how often should I have my eyes tested? How frequent can I go to the doctors to have my eyes checked? I always tell people at least once a year or within 2 years, within 24 months, 2 years, go and have your eyes checked. I've always said this: don't wait until you have problems with your eyes, then you rush to the hospital. It might be too late. So, whenever you get a chance in a year, go to the hospital. Just like every year, you take your car for MOT to be checked and all that. Make sure that you have these vitals checked. You check your blood pressure, check this and that. At the same time, have your eyes checked. You can go to the opticians, have your eyes tested. I know in some parts of the world you have to spend a lot of money to have your eyes tested, but it's worthy having your eyes tested. Eye test is very important. How often? Once a year or twice in 2 years. It's very important. And don't wait for 2 years. If you've noticed a change in your vision, quickly go and have your eyes checked. So you say, okay, I can see my eyes. What are the purpose? What's the purpose of eyes? Eyes allow us to see, perceive, and interpret the world around us through the detection of light and color. So you find that each one of us, we see things, and then we perceive what we are seeing, then we begin to interpret what we are seeing. Now, imagine you can't see clearly, meaning your interpretation of the world around you are going to be affected. That's why it's very important, have your eyes checked. I've mentioned parts of the eyes. You don't have to know everything about the eye, but if you notice any changes, swelling around your eye, some growth around your eye, or you've been involved in an accident and maybe head injuries, let the specialist in the eye clinic also check your eyes. Sometimes maybe you've had a concoction where you bump into something and then all of a sudden your vision just goes away, and sometimes you just have a blackout where you can't see anything. Again, those are indications that something wrong is happening to your eyes, and you better check with the doctors. Vitreous humor is the transparent gel or liquid that gives the eye its shape. And imagine if there was nothing in that bowl of your eye, in the socket, the whole eye will collapse. So there is fluid in the eye that is there to keep your eye in shape. Ciliary body, again, body makes the fluid inside the eye. It also enables the lens of the eye to focus on object at various distances. So you find the eye has got muscles that holds the eye in shape. And when you want to close the eye, you are able to close your eyes and all that. So all the parts of the eye are there and designed for a purpose. And if you notice something that is not correct, please go to your opticians to have your eyes checked. The lens is a clear part that receives the light that enters the eye. It then bounces off the light to the back of the eye, the retina, and you're able to interpret what you are seeing. It sends the message to the brain. But that lens in the eye, the natural lens, sometimes it gets clouded, whereby you can't see. You have heard of cataracts, which is one of the conditions that is very, very common in most parts of the world. And cataracts, it's in simple terms, is for example, you are using a camera to capture an object, and as you are focusing, then the lens in the camera is dirty, for example, inside. No matter how much you try to clean the front of the camera, you're not going to see. Just like you are in the house, you are looking outside, and then the glass between you and the outside or the object, either outside is dirty or inside is dirty, until the dirty part is cleaned, you can't see clearly. And with the lens, because it's inside your eye, you can't clean it. And there is no tablets, there is nothing that you can say I'm gonna just be taking medication and clean up my lens. When you have cataracts, see, the best option is operation. You have to be you have to go to hospital to be operated on. And a number of people have told me, "Oh, I'm scared if I go. I am Balerian so and all that. I'll go blind." No, you won't go blind. Actually, now with modern technologies and everything that has come on the market, a cataract operation can be done within 30 to 45 minutes. And then it's a day surgery. You go in, they operate on you, they check the pressure, they check that everything is fine, they check your BP and all that, and they release you to go back home. And the following day, you go for a follow-up checkup, and they check to say everything is settling down, the pressure in the eye, intraocular pressure is fine, and they release you to go back home. So it's a very simple operation, but cataract is concentrating on the lens in your eye, the natural one that you are born with. Don't know up to now what causes that lens to begin to get dirty and clouded. But the option and the only way to resolve that problem if you've got cataracts is to have an operation. So if you have cataracts or you know somebody in your family, encourage them to see the ophthalmologist or the nurse in the eye clinic, the doctors or the opticians. They'll tell you and advise you where to go and have cataract operation. It's a very, very simple procedure, and I can encourage you to have that. We've got a number of people, even when we go abroad to do charity work, and I've worked with different consultants. They advise people to have a cataract when it's mature, fully mature, and they operate on it. Will it come back? In some people, in some cases, cataract may come back, but other people, they have had once and that's it. There's the iris part of the eye that is the colored part in the front of the eye that you see. It helps screen and control the amount of light that enters your eyes. So make sure you're not looking into bright objects or laser sharp lights, or in the sun you are walking. That's why sunglasses are advised if you live in climates or when it's a summer and you are going out into the sun. Please make sure you are protecting your eye. We've got the cornea of the eye. I won't say much there. Sclera, white part of the eye. It is made up of tough material that protects the inside of the eye. Choroid is the middle layer of the wall of the eye. It is filled with blood vessels that bring oxygen and nutrients to your eye. Your eye also needs good food. That's why eat a lot of greens and carrots. They'll help you to have health eyes. Nutrition is very, very important for the eyes, just like any other part of the body. We need the food, we need the greens. Vegetables are very, very important. Retina, at the back of the eye, you have heard of retinopathy, retina. What is it? The retina receives the light from the lens. It is made up of rods and cones. The rods let the eyes sense the light, while the cones help you identify colors. So the retina is very, very important. That's where much of the activities are happening. You see something, it goes through the lens, through the eye, it has to go to the retina, and the rods and cones are responsible to sense the light and also to identify the color, and then put everything together, then send the message to the brain. So this is what we are looking at, and then the brain begins to interpret. All right, I'll begin to wind up very, very shortly because I'm going to go into another meeting. So today I just thought I need to come and share some of these things, especially on common conditions of the eye. There are a number of things that are happening to your eye, and you need to pay attention. And some people, and you might be asking, Reverend Simon, what else do I need to know, and how can I identify some of the conditions that I might have? The other things that you need to know, common conditions, is refractive errors. Refractive errors are most common eye issues and include myopia, whereby people are nearsighted. They can only see things that are near. Others, they can only see things that are far away. That is abyropia, farsightedness. Others have got astigmatism, not focusing light evenly on the retina, whereby leading to blurred and distorted vision. Other people have got presbyopia, eye gradually losing ability to focus on close objects. You are looking at something and all of a sudden you can't focus. So refractive errors, these cause the causes of refractive errors. Shape of the eye prevents light from focusing correctly on the retina, and some of these things are genetic factors are responsible, and also aging. As you are growing older, these can be a problem. And what else what other conditions can I be aware of? When you look at the eye conditions, cataract I've just mentioned, if your vision is getting blurred and blurred, I'm a pastor and I pray for people. Yes, miracles are there, but also God has given us our doctors who can help us. Just like when your car breaks down, in most cases, what do you do if you're not a mechanic? You take it to the right people, the professionals that can help you. Even in the same way, I encourage people, I'll pray for you as you are taking your medication, as you go for the operation, that everything goes well. But you may need these doctors to help you. Just like if your mobile phone is not functioning properly, you take it for repair, and your body is the same. There are times that you don't know what is happening to your eye. If you've got cataract, the lens is getting clouded. Age is responsible. When we are growing older, the lenses naturally begins to get dirty and clouded. Prolonged UV exposures. There are times that people expose their eyes to beams of light and a lot of lighting or laser beams, and those that work in certain places, they are encouraged to wear protective glasses. Diabetes is also a contributing factor to cataracts. Steroid use, there are people that use steroids, and thereafter sometimes the eyes are affected. Eye injury, there are times that people get involved in an injury and that might cause problems to the eye. Treatment, in the early stages, strong glasses can help. Better lighting. When it's advanced or fully grown, cataract surgery or operation, as I mentioned, is the way to go. So cataracts see a big problem. The other problem, eye condition that we need to be aware of is glaucoma. And you say, oh, Rev Simon, what is glaucoma? Glaucoma is a group of diseases that damages the optic nerve, often linked to increased eye pressure. Your eye has got what is called interocular pressure. IOP, we in short, we call it, not the blood pressure in your body, but the eye has got interocular pressure, where the eye functions properly between 10 and 21. Any pressure above 21 is going to higher side, is being elevated for various reasons. And if the interocular pressure is elevated or is gone up, sometimes due to age, family history, some people, if there is glaucoma in the family, the chances sometimes that children and the other members of the family might catch glaucoma. So you are better off having checked diabetes, hypertension. All those things can cause glaucoma or pressures to go up in the eye. But please, we have to differentiate blood pressure from interocular pressure. They are not the same. They are two different things. BP is blood pressure. IOP is interocular pressure in the eye. Treatment, prescription of eye drops, oral medication, and laser procedures, surgery to improve fluid drainage. Your eye has got a drainage like just like in the kitchen, your taps and all that. The water goes into the sink and it drains out. When you cry, those tears must find the drainage to come out of the eye to drain back into the system as the waste products of your body. So when pressure is going up, sometimes you may feel a bit of headache around the eye. It's like you feel like somebody's flicking your eye. I've had a number of people mentioning. So have your pressure in the eye checked as well. It's very, very important. So you need a health eye, and also you need to have these pressures checked. Let me quickly show you what I mean for those that are able to see what I mean by interocular pressure in the eye. Health eye will have pressure and fluids in the eye flowing naturally and normally and in a good direction. And this is a health eye. In a health eye, pressure is normal. In the eye with glaucoma, the pressure is too much. Imagine the eye is like a ball or a balloon, and then you keep pumping it with more pressure, more pressure, more pressure. What will happen to that eye? It's gonna burst the vessels in the eye. So health optic nerve at the back is able to handle the pressure and it's within the normal range, and the drainage system is working the fluids, having a normal pressure and draining properly. But in a glaucoma eye, the pressure is trying to find a way out, but it can't find the way out. Why? The optic nerve is damaged, pressure is mounting up. So if you've got elevated pressure, or every time you go to the eye clinic to check, they tell you to say the pressure in the eye is too high. Ask them to explain in simple terms. The way I explain to people about interocular pressure is that if you've got a ball, there's a certain amount of pressure that can be pumped into that ball or balloon. Any extra pressure in that ball or balloon, it will begin to look for ways to come out. So in the eye with glaucoma, the pressure is building up and it can't find its way out. It can't drain properly. It needs intervention, and there are many interventions when you go to the hospital. They can do these interventions by giving you certain medications to reduce the pressure and all that. So it's very, very important for those that have glaucoma in the family. That's where you hear people to say, oh, I just felt headache at one point and I stopped seeing. The likelihood that you may have had glaucoma without knowing, and the pressure in the eye went up so high to the extent that it damaged your eye. So what am I saying? Make sure you go to the hospital, they check. If they tell you to say, we are seeing that your pressure is high, go back again, let them check. If it keeps getting elevated, going up and up, then you should ask for, what do I need to know to do? And sometimes they'll put you on long-term eye drops for glaucoma, so that can help you to maintain good pressure in the eye. All right, let's begin to wind up. And you might be thinking, oh, okay, I've never checked my pressure. How do I check pressure on my own? You may not be able to check pressure on your own. Some people are able to know to say the pressure in the eye is gone up, but that is I can show you a picture there. I was in some place somewhere and I was checking people's pressure, of course with their consent and all that. Yeah, so pressure is measured using some special equipment. They are portable, and they are also stationed machines, Aura, which you can use, and also IC100 eye care, we call it, can check pressure in your eye. So next time you go to the eye clinic, ask them to check your pressure. And yeah, so let's begin to wind up. Yeah, so your eyes are very important. Conjunctivitis or pink eye, where your eye is just red and you are thinking, what has happened to my eye? Dry eye syndrome, you need treatment, artificial tears, prescription, medication. Warm compressing, where you compress your eye. If something, for example, something is growing around your eye, try hot compressions, just with a warm cloth, and then just dab your eyes and all that, roll your eyes to maximize the muscles. Diabetic retinopathy, people with diabetes will end up having problems with the eyes. Have your eyes checked. When you go for your diabetic checkups, let them check your eyes as well. And what else? Style or hoderum is a painful lump. Sometimes you see something growing, a lump growing onto your eye. Don't try to poke it yourself. If it gets infected, it can infect the eye, and you may end up losing your eye or having more complications. Treatment: warm compression, maintaining eyelid hygiene, wipe your eyes, wash them nicely with water, and there are some wipes you can buy from pharmacies and all that stuff to clean your eyes. Ladies, when you're doing all those makeups and eyelashes and other things, make sure debris is not going into your eyes. It can cause problems. Retina detachment, the retina at the back of the eye, sometimes it can detach, and that's a very serious issue. You need to go to the hospital, and sometimes people find themselves in these situations where the retina just detaches. Finally, Stargardt eye disease is a genetic eye disorder that causes progressive loss of central vision, usually starting in childhood or teenage years, whereby somebody can't see what is in the middle, but they're able to see what is in the peripheral. If you begin to notice all those things, please make sure you see the doctor. It's been wonderful today, and I am your friend and host, Reverend Simon. I always enjoy to share some of these things, but please, if you're experiencing anything to do with your eyes, go and see the optician, the eye doctors for more. This is just an informative program or podcast where I just thought I should share this with you so you can make informed decision. If you notice anything happening to your eyes, please make sure you go and have your eyes checked. Shalom, shalom. And it's me, your friend, Reverend Simon, in the United Kingdom. And I wish you all the best. If you have any problems with your eyes, please make sure you go and have your eyes checked. Thank you so much for those on YouTube and other platforms following me today.